and sighed for sheer relief, because I knew it for only a branding tool and not the torture. And so they branded me on the left cheek, setting the arm between the nose and cheekbone where 'twas plainest to be seen. I took the pain and scorching light enough, seeing that I had looked for much worse, and should not have made mention of the thing here at all, were it not for the branding mark they used. Now this mark was a Y, being the first letter of Ymeguen, and set on all the prisoners that worked there, as I found afterwards. But to me 'twas much more than a mere letter, and nothing less than the black Y itself, or cross-pawl of the Mahoons. Thus as a sheep is marked with his owner's keel, and can be claimed wherever he may be, so here was I branded with the keel of the Mahoons, and marked for theirs in life or death, whithersoever I should wander. 'Twas 3 months after that, and the mark healed and well set, that I saw Elzevir again. And as we passed each other in the trench and called a greeting, I saw that he too bore the cross-pawl full on his left cheek. Thus years went on, and I was grown from boy to man, and that no weak one either, for though they gave us but scant food and bad, the air was fresh and strong, because Ymeguen was meant for palace as well as fortress, and they chose a healthful site. And by degrees the moats were dug, and ramparts built, and stone by stone the castle rose, till 'twas near the finish, and so our labour was not wanted. Every day squads of our fellow prisoners marched away, and my gang was left till nearly last, being engaged in making good a culvert that heavy rains had broken down. It was in the 10th year of our captivity, and in the 26th of my age, that one morning, instead of the guard marching us to work, they handed us over to a party of mounted soldiers, from whose matchlocks and long whips I knew that we were going to leave Ymeguen. Before we left, another gang joined us, and how my heart went out when I saw Elzevir among them. It was 2 years or more since we had met, even to pass a greeting, for I worked outside the fortress, and he on the great tower inside. And I took note, his hair was whiter, and a sadder look upon his face. And as for the cross-pawl on his cheek, I never thought of it at all, for we were all so well used to the mark, that if one bore it, not stamped upon his face, we should have stared at him as on a man born with but one eye. But though his look was sad, yet Elzevir had a kind smile and hearty greeting for me as he passed, and on the march, when they served out our food, we got a chance to speak a word or two together. Yet how could he find room for much gladness, for even the pleasure of meeting was marred, because we were forced thus to take note, as it were, of each other's misery, and to know that the one had nothing for his old age but to break in prison, and the other nothing but the prison to eat away the strength of his prime. Before long all knew whither we were bound, for it leaked out we were to march to the Hague, and thence to Ymeguen, to take ship to the settlements of Java, where they used transported felons on the sugar farms. Was this the end of young hopes and lofty aims, to live and die a slave in the Dutch plantation? Hopes of grace, hopes of seeing Moonfleet again, were dead long, long ago. And now was there to be no hope of liberty, or even wholesome air, this side of the grave, but only burning sun and steaming swamps, and the crack of the slave-driver's whip till the end came? Could it be so? Could it be so? And yet what help was there, or what release? Had I not watched 10 years for any gleam or loophole of relief, and never found it? If we were shut in cells or dungeons in the deepest rock, we might have schemed escape. But here, in the open, fettered up in droves, what could we do? They were bitter thoughts enough that filled my heart as I trudged along the rough roads, fettered by my wrists to the long bar, and seeing Elzevir's white hair and bowed shoulders trudging in front of me, remembered when that head had scarce a grizzle on it, and the back was straight as the massive stubborn pillars in old Moonfleet church. What was it had brought us to this pitch? And then I called to mind a July evening, years ago, the twilit summer-house, and a sweet grave voice that said, "Have a care how you touch the treasure. It was evilly come by, and will, bring a curse with it. Aye, 'twas the diamond had done it all, and brought a blight upon my life, since that first night I spent in Moonfleet vault. And I cursed the stone, and Blackbeard, and his lost mahoons, and trudged on, bearing their cognizance branded on my face. We marched back to the Hague, and through that very street where Aldobrand dealt, only the house was shut, and the board that bore his name taken away, so it seemed that he had left the place or else was dead. Thus we reached the quays at last, and though I knew that I was leaving Europe and leaving all hope behind, it was a delight to smell the sea again and fill my nostrils with the keen salt air. End of chapter 17. Recording by Simon Evers.